everyone. Welcome to our first Crafternoon program. Today is all about sidewalk chalk. And maybe you have some sidewalk chalk at home. Maybe you have been designing some beautiful artwork on your driveway or creating obstacle courses on your sidewalk. There are lots of fun things that you can do with sidewalk chalk. You could draw a scene for a photo op, make an underwater scene, and then if you lie down, someone can take a picture from above. You can create those obstacle courses, drawing lines, making spots to put your feet. Lots of different things you can do with sidewalk chalk to create an obstacle course. You can also make large versions of games you like to play, tic-tac-toe, or how about a giant game of checkers, right? So you can draw out the grid, color in every other square, and then maybe you can find something to use for the playing pieces like rocks or sticks, or you can even cut them out and design them with paper and cardboard. So lots of things we can do. Today I'm going to show you how to do two types of art projects with sidewalk chalk you have at home. The first one is a floating chalk painting. So for this, you need sidewalk chalk, you need a popsicle stick, plastic knife would work, something with an edge to it, okay? You need a bin or some sort of container you can pour water in. You just need a little bit of water. And of course paper. You need a piece of paper for your masterpiece. So the first thing you'll do is pour the water in your container. And you don't need a whole lot, just a little bit. So maybe like an inch worth of water in the container. And then you want to choose your chalk. I have found that the dark colored chalk works the best. So blues, purples, reds, if you have jewel tones, those darker colors work the best. And you're going to take your popsicle stick or your knife and you're just going to literally scrape across the chalk so it makes these fine little shavings that will float on top of the water. So I'm going to start with purple. Okay. And then I'm going to use some green. You could do one color, you can do many colors. And then I'm going to add some blue. This blue really stands out on a white piece of paper or a light colored piece of paper. I'm going to add red. And orange. I like this project because it doesn't require a lot of materials. All right, so now I haven't jostled the bin very much. I've just scraped and I have my chalk just floating on top for the most part. And I'm going to take my piece of paper and I'm going to gently set it down just to the surface of the water to pick up that chalk, and we'll see what we get. So here we go. I'm not dunking my paper in, I'm just gently setting it on top of the water and then lifting it up. And might have some drips. It makes this really cool speckled, almost rainbow-like design. See if I can get a little closer with all the different colors. So you can let this dry and then use it to make a card. You can just use it as a pretty piece of artwork. You can add some drawings or markers or other paints to it once it's dry. Whatever you want to do, it is your creation. And you could do it again. You do have to scrape more chalk once you do it once. You do have to scrape more chalk to make a second drawing, but it's a lot of fun and you get a different painting every time you do it, which I love. All right, so the next one I'm going to show you is using those little pieces of chalk. So maybe you have tiny bits that aren't so good for drawing anymore. They're getting pretty small. Maybe they look like this. They're little stubs and pieces. So you can put those tiny pieces in a Ziploc bag or a paper bag works the best, I think. And then use a rubber mallet, hammer. I'm using a magnet one because that's what I had on hand. And you want to pound it and pound it and pound it until you get a little like powder of chalk. So there's my little powder of chalk there. I've done this with the blue piece of chalk, so I have some in there. It's kind of hard to see in the light, but there is some powder in there. And then you slowly add water to create your own chalk paint. So this is just a fun way to keep using up the last little bit of chalk. And I've got a foam brush to help mix it up. So you want to start by adding this, smallest amount of water, kind of mix it up. So the more water you add, the runnier your paint is going to be, but when you add the water, you get a Sidewalk chalk paint that you can use to paint right on the sidewalk, or you can use it to paint right on paper as well. So there's my blue paint, and it's kind of fun to do something a little different with your sidewalk chalk. Right, so you could do this with any little pieces you have left. It's a great way to use up the last little bits of your sidewalk chalk. If you are looking for some more craft ideas and things to make and keep you busy all summer, don't forget to check out the library's catalog. And we have these great books in the library right now, ready for curbside service. You can pick these up today. This is Be a Maker, Maker Projects for Kids Who Love Exploring Outdoors. For my youngest friends, if you love Sesame Street, here's an I Love Arts and Crafts book with lots of fun ideas in there, and your favorite characters. My Star Wars fans, I love this book. This is the Star Wars Maker Lab, and I've done some of these. They are a lot of fun. They have step-by-step photo instructions on how to do different projects in here, including making a gliding speeder, crystals, lightsaber duel. There's all sorts of really fun things you can do in the Star Wars Maker Lab. And then here's another thing you might have at home is duct tape. Who doesn't have some duct tape at home? This is a kid's guide to awesome duct tape projects. How to make your own wallets, bags, flowers, hats, and much more. They even have a game of checkers right on the cover there. So this is another great one you can pick up through the library's curbside service. And if you can't do that and you want to find an ebook, there are several available through the library's Overdrive collection, including one about slime, lots of origami books, and recycled art projects, which is another great thing to be doing this summer at home. Keep watching every Monday for more Crafternoons throughout the summer. Get creating.